प्रिज्म ये भी गोटे डायग्राम में सब एक्सप्लेन कर परियो प्रिज्म व्हाट इज प्रिज्म प्रिज्म इज a weights like structure weights means what like this it has what two triangle and three parallelograms are there it's a weights like structure right down prism prism is a weights like structure prism is a weights like structure prism is a weights like structure which has five surfaces five surfaces two are triangles and three are parallelograms two are triangles and three surface are parallelograms three surface are parallelograms understand this that is a prism now I have to see what deviation in prism write down likho deviation in prism angle of deviation in prism angle of deviation in prism what is the angle of deviation in prism let's see this angle of deviation in prism delta or capital D already we have discussed deviation in reflection we have discussed deviation in refraction we have discussed now we have to see deviation in prism deviation in reflection is what 180 minus 2i I is the angle of incidence deviation in refraction is what I minus r now we have to see deviation in prism is what ए गोटे डायग्राम रे एंटायर प्रिज्म चैप्टर सरीबो देखो जहाँ पचारे गोटे डायग्राम ही ड्रॉ करिवो लुक हियर ऑल ऑफ यू तो दिस इज व्हाट द प्रिज्म हियर दिस इज व्हाट द प्रिज्म सब ध्यान से सुनो दिस इज व्हाट द प्रिज्म एंड इंसिडेंट रे दिस इज व्हाट माय इंसिडेंट रे दिस इज व्हाट इंसिडेंट रे this must travel in a straight line like this this must travel in a straight line but instead of straight Ada, it must travel in a straight line like this instead of straight it will bend like this here bending occurs again here bending occurs why bending occurs due to change in its medium why bending occurs due to change in its medium this medium is what this medium is having refractive index mu1 rarer medium this medium is what denser medium mu2 again this is what mu1 rarer medium understand this so I have to draw the normal here you see when I am drawing the normal that normal is what it will pass through this one and the normal will be like this and here another normal you have to draw that normal will be what like this is what the normal and they intersect here the two normals this is what normal number this is what normal number 1 n1 and this is what normal number 2 now what are the angles here you see the angles is what this is angle of incidence I this is the angle of refraction r1 angle of refraction r1 this is another angle here r2 and this is what the emergent angle E why emergent already I told that the ray comes from rarer medium and again moves to the rarer medium the ray comes from rarer medium and again moves to the rarer medium therefore this angle is emergent angle this angle is angle of incidence this angle is angle of refraction and r2 is another angle and this is what a is the angle of prism a is the angle of prism bc is the base of the prism now I have to find out the deviation what is the deviation here deviation means what this is the angle turned by the incident ray to become emergent ray deviation is what this is the angle turned by the incident ray to become emergent ray that is the deviation this is the angle turned by the incident ray to become emergent ray. That is the deviation. So if you calculate the deviation here, how? You have to produce this backward. You have to produce this backward, straight backward. Now this is what the deviation delta. This is what? Deviation delta. Delta or D. This is what the deviation delta. Now, now tell me, what is this angle? And this angle will be how much? Tell me. This angle will be how much? And if this is I, this pura angle is I, and this is what? R1. So this small, this yellow portion is what?
I
I
minus
minus R1. That is what? I minus R1. This small angle is I minus R1. And what is this angle? Tell me. What is this angle? E is this one. So pura E R2. So this is what? E minus R2. E minus R2. Try to understand this. So this angle is I minus R1. This angle is E minus R2. Is that clear? Is that clear or not? Understand this? Hello? So this is
yes,
what? This
sir.
angle is what? This angle is what? What is that? Hello? This angle is what? Look here. Mine this angle is what? I minus R1, and this angle is E minus R2. Understand this? Are you clear about this? Draw the figure. Draw the figure and name it properly. If doubt, any doubt, ask me. This is what? This is what? N1. This is what? O. This is what? O dash. This is what? O. Draw the figure. Draw the figure. Look here. Now, write down. Let I is the angle of incidence. I is the angle of incidence. Angle R1 is the angle of refraction. Angle of refraction. Angle A is known as refracting angle of prism. Refracting angle of prism. A refracting angle of prism. Refracting angle of prism or angle of prism. Angle of prism. Refracting angle of prism or angle of prism. That is angle A. Clear? And delta or D is known as angle of deviation. Angle of deviation. Angle of deviation. Delta or D is the angle of deviation. Lekho. What is angle of deviation? Angle of deviation is defined as the angle turned by the incident ray. Angle of deviation is defined as the angle turned by the incident ray to become emergent ray. The angle turned by the incident ray to become emergent ray. To become emergent ray. To become emergent ray. So you see, from triangle O dash, N1, N2, this delta is the exterior angle. Therefore, delta is equal sum of the two interior opposite angles. Lekha. In triangle O dash N1, N2, in triangle O dash N1, N2, delta is the exterior angle. Delta is the exterior angle. Therefore, delta is equal, what will get? I minus R1 plus E minus R2. I minus R1 plus E minus R2. So, delta is equal I plus E minus R1 plus R2. Now, I have to find out what is this R1 plus R2. I have to find out what is R1 plus R2. Let's see. Like how? Very important. Mindfully listen, very important. So you see this is 90 degree. A N1O is 90. Clear? A N2O is 90. Means summation of A N1O plus A N2O is 180. 180 is the sum of the three angles of triangle 180. Clear? Write down. A N1O. Write down. A N1O, angle A N1O plus AN2O is equal 180, and that is the sum of the two angles of a triangle A N1 N2 plus A N2 N1. Sum of the three angles of the triangle An1 N2 An2 N1. Sum of the what? Three angles of triangle is 180. Is that clear? Is that clear? 180 is the what?
Yes, sir.
Sum of the three angles of a triangle. Angle A plus angle An1 N2 plus angle An2 N1. Is that clear? I
Yes,
understand
sir.
this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bas. Now look here. Now A N1O is what? A N1 N2 plus R1. Array this one plus R1. Now I am adding these two. What? You see A N1O is A N1 N2 plus R1. A N2O is what? A N2 N1 plus R2. Very simple thing. This total angle is what? This angle A N2 N plus R2. Clear? Understand this? This is equal what you're going to get? Angle A plus A N1 N2 plus A N2 N1. This getting cancels out. Bus R1 plus R2 is equal what? Angle A, or this implies R1 plus R2 is equal A. Very, very important. This is very, very important. R1 plus R2 is equal A. Means what? If I'll add these two angle, R1 and R2, that is always equal to A. Always. R1 plus R2 is always equal to A. Write down. Write down. Now, write down in equation 1. What will get? Write down equation 1 can be written as what? Delta is equal I plus E minus R1 plus R2. So I am going to get here R1 plus R2 is A. So delta plus A is equal I plus E. This is what the equation. Our deviation is equal I plus E minus A. This is the deviation in prism. This is the deviation in prism. Delta plus A is equal I plus E. Delta plus A is equal I plus E. Very important. Delta plus A is equal I plus E. Or delta is equal I plus E minus A. Very, very important. अरे बुझिपाल
आगे सर
देखिदेल बर्तमान
आगे
या परे अछि मिनिमम डेविएशन ग्राफ रु बाहर करिया प्रैक्टिकल रे तुमरो थांता प्रैक्टिकल तो होनी ताको हमें बे डायरेक्ट करिया प्रैक्टिकल रु मिनिमम डेविएशन बाहर करिया तापरे बाहर कर रिलेशन बिटवीन रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स एंड मिनिमम डेविएशन नेक्स्ट क्लास रे देखिबा हला मु हे तो काली की नहीं परिबी क्लास 9टा बेले बुझिला ना 9टा बेले कार कोन प्रॉब्लम अछि काली
नो सर
काली की प्रिज्म सारा 9टा बेले क्लास हबो हला मु तो मेसेज पठे दिबी से पुराना लिंक रे ही खोलिबो हला ठीक जूम रे मोर एपट सब हे पुराना लिंक रे ही खोलिबो नुआ लिंक जो पठे दिली सेटा खोलिबोनी पुराना लिंक रे खोलिबो हला अरे बुझिला कि क्वेश्चन आंसर जरा जरा पढ़ दियो बुझिला अरे क्वेश्चन आंसर सारिया पे मो 2 दिन 3 दिन लागियो तेनु तुम जटापट दे दियो रे ऑप्टिक्स प्रॉब्लम टा देछि कि नहीं कौन करिवो
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
हां करो कहीं बस मोले सब साथ देछ गुडाए कहलो डाउट अछि बोली कम माने आधा घंटा भी लागलानी क्लियर हेगला सब हैं जल्दी जल्दी करो सब सारा जल्दी जो दिन रे ऑप्टिक्स से सारिबो कहबो सर सल्ला बोली हैला तबे डिस्कशन करिया से पर्यंत पढ़ा चलथबो बुझिला अरे बुझिला
Again, sir.
रे ऑप्टिक्स साथ हो तबे डिस्कशन करिया क्विक हां रहि जाय तिकरे बुझिला खाली 9 डावले देखिया हैला ओके स्टॉप हियर